Ready? Good morning. It's time to call to order the March 22nd, 2012 meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. The first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the February 23rd, 2012 Oklahoma City Airport Trust meeting.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Cast your votes. And it is so approved. Next up, Director's Report.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. I do have a couple of comments this morning. I just want to report first on the activity with spring break this year. This week is actually spring break. There's actually 2 weeks of spring break. This is the heavy week. And spring break traffic at the airport usually starts the week prior on Wednesday through Friday, and we've been very, very busy. And the numbers are actually a little bit up this year on spring break activity. Last year, we actually had prepaid legal conference in town with spring break, and the numbers this year reflect the same numbers last year, so that means I think that spring break activity is up for people traveling. The other comment that I have is related to Southwest Airlines and an initiative that Southwest Airlines has with the United States Department of Transportation. They have made application to serve Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport from Oklahoma City Will Rogers World Airport. The way it works with Ronald Reagan Airport is that commercial service carriers have to apply for slots, a slot being an arrival and a departure slot from cities throughout the country, and there's only so many. And there happened to be a pair of slots that came available that Southwest Airlines was able to make application on, and they did so on March 5th. The closing filing date was March 20th. And so we have supported Southwest Airlines in this initiative from a city perspective with both public letters and private letters, and as well as support from our congressional delegation. We're competing with 2 other carriers that are sponsoring airports, and these are slots that are within the 1,250-mile perimeter of Reagan Airport. And the competition is Frontier Airlines is sponsoring Louisville, Kentucky, and U.S. Airways is sponsoring Jackson, Mississippi. On the merits of the application, we look very, very good. We meet all of the statutory criteria, and with our progress as a city over the last few years, I think we will do very, very well in the competition. Hopefully, we'll know something within 90 days or so of the March filing date. And so we're very eager to hear the results of DOT's determination on that. That's my comment this morning.
Thank you, Mark. Any questions for the Director on his report?
That'll be a nonstop?
It will be a nonstop from Oklahoma City to Ronald Reagan Airport. Southwest is also seeking support for this application with the city of Dallas, because the flight will actually originate in Dallas, come through Oklahoma City. And I think that that will support the loads that will justify the route from an air service perspective. So they'll actually...
2 slots, is that 2 takeoffs and 2 landings, or 1 landing, 1 takeoff?
1 landing, 1 takeoff. It's a round trip.
Thank you, Mark. Will Rogers World Airport, sir.
Under Will Rogers, request approval for item A to request the approval for the bids for a toner-based wide format printer and scanner, authorizing the bids to be opened on April 17th. Item B is approve the request for bids for plastic sleeves to cover electronic toilet seats at Will Rogers Terminal, authorizing bids to be opened on April 24th. Item C is approve addendas 1 and 2 to the request for bids for pricing agreement for the purchase of compressed natural gas airport shuttle buses. Receive the recommendation regarding the bids that were opened on March the 6th. Waive the delivery requirement and award the pricing agreement to National Bus Sales and Leasing Incorporated for $318,176. This will be for the purchase of 4 buses, including the options 1 and 2, which are extended warranty, and the ADA option. Item D is to approve addendas 1 and 2 to the request for bids for pricing agreement. This is for the purchase of diesel airport shuttle buses. Also received the recommendation on the bids open March 6th. Waiving the delivery requirement, and purchasing 2 buses from National Bus Sales and Leasing, also including the same options for $154,886. Item E is approve addendas 1 and 2 for the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center underground tunnel lighting replacement project. Accept the recommendation on the bids opened on February 21st, awarding the contract to Dane and Associates in the amount of $59,700, approving the contract and bonds. Item 7 is accept the completed project at Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center for the Hangar 9 parapet wall. Item G is accept the completed project and the substantial completion for the Thomas P. Stafford building refurbishment of the skylights project, Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center. And last item, H, approve the supplement management services agreement number 2 with ProTech Fire Services to include the annual budget to extend the term for 1 year commencing July the 1st, 2012.
You've heard the items under Will Rogers. Trustees' wishes or questions?
Move item 4. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Cast your votes. And is so ordered. Wiley Post and Currency Page.
The only item for general aviation is A, to approve the change order for the fuel tank removal and installation project, adding 55 calendar days. This project is at Clarence Page Airport.
We have a motion to move item 5.
Second.
And a second. Cast your votes. And is so ordered. General.
Item A is to receive the delinquent accounts receivable report, construction project status report as of March 22nd, and the budget to actual report as of February 29th. Item B is to approve Addenda 1 for the 2012 annual paving repairs and maintenance contract, receiving the recommendation on the bids opened on February 21st, awarding the contract to Rudy Construction Company for an amount not to exceed $200,000 or 365 days, whichever occurs first, approving the contract and bonds for all 3 airports, Will Rogers, Wiley Post, and Page. Item C is approving the plans and project manual by Frankfurt Short Bruza and Associates for the 2012 annual miscellaneous services contract, authorizing bids to be opened on April 17th, 2012. And that's all items under general.
For the items under general. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please cast your votes. And it's so ordered. Lease agreements.
Item A is to approve supplement agreement number 2 to the passenger airline operating and lease agreement with American Airlines, extending the term for 1 year. This is retroactive January 1, 2012 for Will Rogers World Airport. Item B is approving the supplement agreement for the passenger airline operating and lease agreement with United Airlines Incorporated, extending the term for 18 months. This commences January 1, retroactive January 1, 2012. Item C is approve the assignment and assumption agreement, signing the lease agreement between the Trust and Fun Air LLC for the lease of a hangar lot at Clarence Page Airport for the storage of privately owned aircraft from Fun Air LLC to Martin and Vicki Weaver, effective April 3rd, 2012. Item D is to approve the assignment and assumption agreement, assigning the lease and operations agreement for the lease of certain facilities for a fixed base operation and maintenance, repair, and modification center from AAR Services Incorporated, doing business as AAR Aircraft Services, to AAR Aircraft Services Incorporated. Also approving supplement number 3 to the lease agreement that provides for a new vehicle parking lot within their lease premises and adjusting the rentals accordingly. Item E is approve the assumption agreement and use guarantee for the sale of a T-hangar unit, number 408, from TL Aviation LLC to Dan and Mary Owens, as provided by the lease agreement with PWA Incorporated. Item F, approve the assumption agreement and use guarantee for the sale of T-hangar unit 805E and 806 from Bonanza Services Ltd. Company to D&J Management LLC, also as provided by the lease agreement with PWA Incorporated. Item G is approve the assumption agreement and use guarantee for the sale of T-hangar units 1404 and 1405E from Bill Larson to Craig Richard Jimenez, also as provided by the lease agreement with PWA Incorporated. These T-hangar units all at Wiley Post Airport. Last item under leases is to approve a ground services agreement with Prince Limousine LLC for limousine service to to operate at Will Rogers World Airport through March 31 of 2013 for 3 vehicles. That's all the leases.
You've heard the items under leases.
Move approval.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes, and is so approved. Roman numeral 8.
Request approval of the requisitions, please.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes, and is so ordered. Comments from trustees? Seeing none. Comments from staff? Any comments from citizens?